What is going on? I'm zmoT. It is Monday morning, which means it is that time of week to throw creator code zmoT in your shop. If you are suddenly looking for a name to put in there, zmoT works in every single Supercell game. I am sitting here sipping my tea. We are going to jump into Warships, and I have finally figured out how to win with Seekers, and it's super simple. All you need to do is finish bases, and it is that straightforward. As long as you can finish bases, you're gonna win with Seekers, and that's a little bit of tongue-in-cheek. How you need to win, I figured out, is to go back and get some stat notes. So you'll notice that last time I was using 50% troop health, suddenly I've got 180%, had 0 troop damage. Now we've got up to 80% GBE. And I have made a little bit of a boo-boo on my stat node. So this one right here should be GBE, and I probably should change it, but I'm going to hold out for a little bit longer. So ideally, I would have 20% less troop health down to 180 and up to 100% GBE. And my troop damage, I've done well though. Over here, you'll notice that I'm going to get GBE in this node, and then I'm going to get troop damage here, which will bring my troop damage up to 130%. And look at this. Like, could you imagine losing with a 319 time? That is so painful. Now, what I've been doing here is on most of these hits, I've been trying to use a boat of warriors or two, so I'll show you what I've been doing here. This is just a little bit of trying to be smarts, and other times just full-on Seekers. So we're sending these warriors up that left-hand wall. That's going to distract that shock launcher a little bit, and then holding out at least one boat for that far right-hand wall as those warriors clear all of the things, getting 3-pronged attacks here onto all those engine rooms. And I don't often use warriors, but when there's a possibility to send your troops to like that back far right hand engine room, I find that it just makes a huge difference. So also other times just full Seekers all the time, sending Kavan out to send out some of those ice shields, holding some Seekers back, and trying our best to anticipate where the heck our troops are gonna go. And that right hand last boat of Seekers wasn't ideal, but I don't often know where my troops are going to go. Trying to guess at where the heck they're going to go, and doing well at it sometimes, but other times still not so great. And this is where just knowing the general idea of where your troops are going to go can be super handy. Sending some Heavy Choppas out. Notice that they're clearing a whole bunch of those mines. Also using Kavan. Kavan starts to follow along, which can be super helpful. Shocking things, moving Seekers forwards, and then just trying to keep shock launchers shocked. You see that left-hand side shock launcher is doing some damage. Our Heavy Choppas are getting onto it, but not as fast as I would have liked. And then needing to get those guys moving towards those back mines. And again, there probably are better ways to do this, but just trying my best to get all of the troops out front, all of the Seekers going, and there's no chance that without all of that troop health and troop damage I would have finished this final engine room. But there's like 3 Seekers underneath all of that carnage doing all of the goodness. So if you don't have instant training, this is definitely not the tech tree for you, but if you do, there are a lot of good things. And the beautiful thing about this is that even if I have to pivot to something else, those stat nodes are going to do great things for us, which is pretty great. Now on my other account, it is down in 13 still, and if you notice, it's got 6 engine rooms. So I have gone all the way naked, skipped Kavan, skipped shock launchers, all the way naked into critter launchers. Next up on the list is shock mines, just absolutely sufferfest trying to get to bombardiers and then heavies, and hoping it's going to pay off. We will find out. I should be into those things before many players, But right now, attacking is so unfun. But one thing I'm very curious of is once we get those shock mines out, if those critter launchers are going to be way more effective. So you know what? Let's just do that now. We're 1 or 2 minutes away from that chest thanks to the chest drift. That chest drift is a pain in the buttocks. So we are going to just keep moving and hopefully get a match here. Then we'll go back and do now this is where I screwed up. I definitely should have done my seeker hits before this next chest. I've got a chest waiting back there, but I did not get my hits in, which means more people are going to have shock launchers. More of those Rudy players are going to have more tools, and bad things are going to happen. So, oh, look at that. If only I had... You know what? We're just going to go all warriors. This account is just so hard to play. We are going to drop you up there, and then all of you guys are going to go back in there, and I'm going to flare all the way to that back corner, throwing a med kit in there, trying to get my troops through there. That shock launcher is hopefully not going to see our troops, and then as soon as we get past many of these mines, we're going to lose a whole lot of troops, I'm well aware, and then we're going to get onto that flamethrower as fast as we possibly can, getting our troops to self-heal. I love warriors for that. And now we're going to throw some barrages back there to get rid of that guy and get onto this next engine room. It is painful. This is not the way to play Boom Beach. We should be able to pick up the win if we can get enough warriors back there all the way onto that back engine room, just running for our absolute lives. And now that we're back here, we should be good. We should be able to get all the engine rooms. No shocks, and that is the first time someone has fizzled on my base this entire season, I think. So yes, we've got mortars. Yes, we've got critter launchers and rocket launchers, but no building health, which means no one has fizzled till now. So at least we managed to get them to fizzle at a good time when you guys are on board as we barrage all of our troops, just making sure survivors understand that they got to do better next time. Okay, so 238 with warriors. Blaine the Come on. That's a great name. For those of you who don't recognize that reference, that is a Stephen King Dark Tower. Blaine the Pain. Love that. I was unfortunate enough to read that when it first came out, which meant I waited like 6 years for the next book or whatever the heck it was. So anyways, shout out there for the great name, and GG Blaine, you were not as much of a pain as usual. I'm pretty sure they call them Blaine the Pain. Anyways, we will do one more hit, hopefully getting all the engine rooms required to get those shock mines. I guess I probably would have to do 2 hits if we were like this, like they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rocket launchers and building damage and building health, and I just have stupid tanks and low-level riflemen. It is not a fun time. Like, these kind of troop layouts where you're just like mixing in silly things are not my idea of a good time. So we're going to head to this right-hand side. We're going to clear a bunch of this stuff, and then I'm going to come back to Seekers. So 2 very, very different approach. One with very, very squishy troops, and then one with the most buffed out troops that I can recall having. Like, we have 180% troop health, which is be somewhere in the neighborhood of full-on ridiculous mode. We're going to throw our barrage onto that flamethrower because flamethrowers without shocks are not a lot of fun, especially when they're surrounded by mines. And now just trying to keep my troops alive. If you have a better strategy than this with these troops, please do let me know. I actually did lose a battle yesterday to someone using all riflemen with no hero, and that was on my Seeker account though. I think they had just had the most ridiculous stat lines of all time. So on my Seeker account, I bet you using all riflemen would actually be quite effective, especially once I get that extra troop damage. But this is just, ugh. You know what? I probably should be getting onto that rocket launcher just to make gosh darn sure that my troops are going to stay alive. Getting into the blind spot of the rocket launcher, usually a fairly good idea. And now you get to see just how awful I'm just going to run away. You know what? We'll just come back when I've got my chests and got a shock mine or two. So a little bit ironic, definitely. The irony is not lost on me, where I stop fizzling on the hardest troop and I'm fizzling on the easiest troop. But also, quick note, if you thought that 6 engine rooms and critter launchers were going to be the answer to stop people, definitely not. Now I just gotta hope that these beautiful, beautiful shock mines are going to be the answer, and I'm just gonna throw them out approximately at the edge of the range of those beautiful, beautiful critter launchers. Just now, by the way, this base, not so good. This base is not designed, it is not planned, it is just me throwing things out willy-nilly, like full on, and now I'm just gonna try my darndest to catch someone unawares. And now, kind of like this back here with that hot pot, we're gonna throw you about there, and let's just double check the range of that hot pot. Yep, so as, you know what, let's go somewhere like that. That way, as they come for that guy's gonna pop, and oh, it's gonna be so good. So I'm almost tempted just to retreat and see how the shock mines do. Always build a base. I was losing to all of the bad players. I was on my other account with Seekers. I was too lazy as I was backfilling, and I was losing to all sorts of bad players. Just people getting engine rooms when they had no rights to, and finally built a base. Shout out to Orion for that base. Yet again, every single season it ends up that I steal a base off of Orion or Nightwada or Policia. There are so many bases out there that do so much good. I kind of like the fact that the base copy feature does not exist. Otherwise, things would be even more what's the mono base-ish? That's not what I'm trying to say, but I haven't finished my coffee nor spilled any of my tea, so we're just gonna keep moving forwards, getting away from all of those things, getting back in this back corner, throwing a med kit out even though we probably don't need it, and just clearing. Oh, we're gonna lose so many of these medics at the same time, so flaring away with medics in behind, not the smartest thing in the world, but I kind of don't mind. And the fact that our opponent, maybe this is the answer. Maybe this is what I've been waiting for all along to get into rank 15 on this account. Shock mines appear to be doing wonderful things. We will find out in a second or two. Did they not see my secret hidden hot pot at the back? It's amazing how... Oh, there they go. And I assume all of the engine rooms are going to fall here in a second or two, but I had to give it the old college try. Definitely not my standard video. Typically, we would keep to one topic per video, but I just really was curious to see if shock mines were going to do anything good for us whatsoever. Now we're just going to get back here before this Doom Cannon. Reminder, Doom Cannons take like 7 troops at a time. They are a complete and utter pain in the derriere, so do not sleep on Doom Cannons. Get rid of them as soon as you can. I think I saw 40 warriors get killed by one Doom Cannon in one shot earlier in this season, so be aware they do have splash, kind of like Bombardiers. Bombardiers do have a splash. It is tiny and you generally don't even see it, but it is there, and I would really like to pull off a win here. I kind of doubt that it's going to happen, but we just need to get rid of a couple more. Oh, of course they're going to go down towards that flamethrower. That is less than ideal, and now I don't have enough GBE to get onto that boom cannon. If we can get onto that boom cannon, we might be able to pull out another engine room, but this flamethrower versus the medics, let's what is that? 8 medics versus 1 stinking tiny little flamethrower. These are not the kind of battles you want to be having. These are not the fun bits. And now we've gotten rid of the boom cannon, but didn't work. But it appears that maybe shock launchers are going to be the answer to get me into 15. The fact that we've got, and this is n equals 1, obviously. This is 1 person, but this is kind of exciting for me because I've just been taking it all season long. Did we pick up a win? Let's see what you got, Kahatan. You have got nothing left. Nothing at all. That is great news. Don't just retreat. Don't be like that. Now we got... Oh, there we go. They finally listen up. That's good. Now, why does it show the percentages here? Like, it never shows the percentages, and then it does randomly, even though you win on a different engine room. That is a bug in my mind. Let's see what happened. Where did you go, Kahutton? You went back there. Did you not see the hot pot? That is going to be my first question. You did not see the hot pot. That is amazing. So hide your hot pot, hide your daughters, whatever the heck that expression is, and just absolutely getting wrecked. Critter launchers doing great. Look at that. Critter launchers actually doing good things thanks to that shock mine. So lots and lots of good things from that defense. Pretty happy about that. We did manage to pick up a win, and now we're going to switch back over into the Seekers, and we'll do a quick live Seeker hit. Now you notice I got 2 chests here. That is going to be fantastic, because that right there is 1 key. Those chests at the end of the row are 1 key, which is great. And over here, some of these are 1 key, I think. These ones back here, 1 key, 1 key, 1 key. Like, as soon as you get to the end there is going to be some just awesome sauce. And I have been 1 key short already. Like, for this one, I was 1 key short. It sucked. That hurts. Being 1 key short when something costs 32 keys is one thing, but being 1 key short when it costs 1 key is just an absolute crotch kick. We'll do 1 live hit, and it's not going to go well. I'm not warmed up, but Seekers, hopefully my stat nodes will come through in a pinch, but I'm, like I said, not super keen on this. Hopefully this helped you figure out which sort of stat nodes and how you're going to direct them and things. Also, for those of you absolutely suffering towards bombardiers, hopefully that's going to help you. We are going... Oh, look, they're trying to hide their doom cannon. It is so hidden and scary. Now, we're going to send you out there. 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, and just hanging on by a thread. Shocking there, you in that neighborhood. And then as soon as these guys make that turn towards the back section, we are going to send a couple more boats on that side. That is where you guys are going to come in over there. And now just hoping that all of our Seeker buddies can get rocking and rolling. And then you guys are going to clear all of the mines, which is going to be super, super handy. 1 more shock in that back neighborhood. You go down, you go all of the things, and all of our Seekers should be able to beat that base. Just come saw 3 minutes, 13 seconds. Not super quick, but should be quick enough against most players that use laser rangers and the like. So decent things are happening. I shall bid you adieu there. Thank you for coming in, liking, sharing, subscribing, and all of the rest of the things. I'll talk to you soon. I'm zmoT. Thanks for coming in. Peace.